Hi everyone. So in this video, let's see what is under the hood of NestJS. I mean, we are understanding, okay, what are the code libraries, how we initialize the NestJS application, how we do dependency injection. But under the hood, what all things works, how things works, right? You create a NestJS factory, nest factory.create or create microservice. What it does is it create NestJS container. Inside container, it hold all the module instances, manage provider life cycles, and it does the dependency scanner, recursively resolve all the services and build a dependency graph, and then it initialize the instance loader, resolve all the dependencies in the topological sort order, inject into the constructor, and handle circular dependencies if there are. And then route resolver, this is the same step which you see when you do npm run start. It initialize the modules, then routes, and then bootstrap the application. Scan the controller for routes, register the routes to the http adapter, apply middleware guard and interceptor. Application is ready. Now when you application ready, call on module init hook, on application bootstrap hook if you have added it, right? So this is the whole life cycle of any NestJS application. When you do npm run start, what all things happens under the hood. NestJS factory.create or create microservice, these are the two methods it provides to create a standalone microservice or to create a HTTP based REST API. Nest container, it creates a DI container, resolve, scan all the modules, then resolve all the dependencies, whatever you have injected in the constructor. Then it resolve all the routes, their methods, and register them into the HTTP adapter. So this is the request lifecycle which I have already discussed. The middleware, it can modify request response guards, which returns true false, determine if the request proceeds. Interceptors, pre-controller logic, pipes transform and validate the data. Like we will always use pipes for each and every request using validation pipes. Controller, route handler, where we define all the methods. Interceptor, after the handler executed, return the response, we can intercept it. An exception filter, catches and handle the exceptions thrown from the controller layer, right? So how TypeScript decorators store the metadata, right? So you might be worried, you might be thinking, what are we doing with the @ controller, @ injectable, @ pipes, all these different things, right? They are nothing but the decorators. And you already know TypeScript is very good at defining decorators and resolving them. So @ controller is resolved like this. Reflection API dot define metadata, path and is controller true. @get, that means it is defining the HTTP verb, path get. Injectable, that means it is defining the user repository as a user service. So NestJS reads the metadata at the router layer. It is registering all the path, HTTP method, and handler. So under the hood, there are a lot of things are happening, right? NestJS reads the metadata. First, it checks the path, pass it to adapter. There we are checking the get metadata. What is the path? What is the method? And it is delegated to that. This we already know how the DI dependency injection internal works. It's nothing but an NestJS is a DI container. Inside container, it register all the injectable services, and whenever there is a need, it resolve those instances and provide a singleton instance or based on the scope, request scope, singleton or transient scope. These are some lifecycle hook which can be registered at a module level or at a service layer. Nothing much. Let's say I want to initialize this module only after database is connected, only after Redis is ready, only after application is bootstrapped, right? So those things are not there in any other framework. So they thought of, okay, create an init module, application bootstrap, destroy, right? So here on module init, module initialized, on module destroy. On application bootstrap, I can make sure that, okay, Redis is connected, database is connected, Mongoose is connected, all those things. Then only I can make sure, okay, my application is good enough, right? So these are like under the hood thing for the NestJS, which if you have a knowledge, that is well and good. Otherwise, they are not going to interfere in your day-to-day development.